Hi everybody, it's Wednesday early morning, Tuesday for me, and yesterday, Monday, marked 12 weeks on hormone replacement therapy. So this video, I'm just going to do a general update of between the festival in North Carolina and then what I did last week, which will get its own video, which was teaching Girls Rock Camp, which was really incredible in a lot of ways. Here's the shirt. It's not exactly a t-shirt, but it's a really awesome shirt. It's a soccer jersey, a football jersey, a footy jersey. Don't worry about the details. It's just the coolness of the vibrant purple and the Nintendo. Come on. It's a legit jersey with Nintendo on it. Oh, the back. I don't know. I don't even know if that was visible. Don't have eyes in the back of my head. Okay, so so I haven't heard from my mom yet. I told her, gosh, how long ago was that? I'm looking at my calendar. So that was 2.5 weeks ago. I haven't heard from Mom. My dad has heard from Mom, and sorry, I see the colors like trying to adjust like before. That's all right. I'm gonna let it happen. My dad heard from my mom and gave her a piece of his mind, because she was. I guess I'm just gonna say stuff because I don't want to, upset their privacy, but whatever. So, my mom was saying, "Oh, this is gonna kill my grandmother," which is exactly what my aunts were saying about my mom. And that's exactly what my therapist said. Everybody always says, but she was saying, "Oh, this is gonna kill her mom," and my dad's like, "Oh, well, why aren't you asking like how Alex is holding up and how things are going?" My dad also said something extremely, extremely sweet and touching to me. He asked me if I wanted him to consider me his daughter, and I said yes without hesitating. Earlier that day I had been thinking about that question and why I might hesitate. Not that specific question, but those kinds of questions, pronouns and things, and why I might hesitate. And I was like, I got to start advocating for what I want. There's a bunch of things I do really well for other people, and I'm trying to apply that to myself. I think I started out before, transition. I think I started out sympathizing with myself, and then I learned to appease myself rather than appease other people. And now I think I'm learning to empathize with myself and advocate for myself rather than use my abilities that I think I have with other people towards myself. So now I'm advocating for what I want. And when he asked me if I wanted him to consider me his daughter, I said yes. Right away. And I guess that left an impression on him, but it certainly left an impression on me because that's all. I didn't realize until that moment that that's the kind of relationship I wanted with my dad and with my parents. I sort of knew, but I didn't realize how important that was to me until I said it. Let's see, cross that off. Julie and I overheard somebody say to us, this was farther back, that behind it was I think it was trying to compliment Julie, whoever was saying this, but behind every good man is a good woman, or whatever the cliche phrase is, and we just giggled to ourselves. Behind every man is a good woman. It's true in my case. Well, it's sort of true. There never really was. Whatever. There never really was much of a man. All right. So, changes from the hormones. hot flashes have died down. I don't know if I even mentioned hot flashes. I had a few very intense hot flashes, and they're kind of I haven't had one in a while. I think they're kind of gone, and are gone for now. I think, I mean, something's going on with my sense of smell. I've had some days where it's like very sensitive to scents. There's times when I catch my shadow, and it seems kind of feminine. I'm into that. The morning, like Tuesday, the day after my shot, is often when I feel like morning sickness like symptoms, and I didn't really get that today, so maybe I'm adjusted to that. Although, even though it was uncomfortable, like a lot of times for me right now, the uncomfortable things are kind of awesome. I know that's weird and sadistic. It just makes me feel like I'm moving in a direction. Rafting. I don't even know what that note means. I have so much more confidence in what I'm doing right now. A lot of that has to do with rock camp, so I'll get to that later. But where I left North Carolina having extreme doubt, 2 weeks later I'm so happy. I mean, there's plenty of times where I'm upset and miserable, and I'll get to that. But generally speaking, I'm so happy and so confident about what I'm doing now. And a lot of that is the pronouns. Like, now that I'm less shy about being like, you know what, male pronouns really do make me uncomfortable. And since, usually when I'm saying this to someone, we're in an environment where it's where I'm open and out, and I'm like, if you guys can handle it, female pronouns make me feel a lot more comfortable, which is totally true. And the more I lean into that, the more everything feels right, and the more I feel like I'm, myself and doing the right thing. Ugh, I wish I had less cliche words to use, but it's all true. And I really wish I knew what that note meant. I got the confidence. Mom still hasn't called. I decided at Transformist, so I didn't say this in the other video. I decided in North Carolina that I can now call these tits rather than swollen nipples because not because of how long they've been around or the size, but just based on the amount of trauma that they've suffered. Actually, things are hurting a little less now. It still can bump into the wrong thing, and it's not very comfortable. But I think I don't know. I think they're supposed to. I don't know, but I think they're at a stage where they're past like the immediate sensitivity, and now they're just going for it. They're growing. I had my second laser on my face last Friday, and that was extremely painful. I mean, I had less hair to fuck with, but they dialed it up, and ouch. My first technician requested that I have her again, and then they didn't get in the notes, and then she changed her schedule, and then I ended up with this other technician. My first technician was really had a great. I mean, she answered my questions very well, but she had a really great eye for detail and knew what I was trying to do. And so I'm going to try to get her again. Not that really matters to y'all, but I'm glad I lucked out with a great laser place, and I'm going to go back to the first technician that I lucked out to have. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, I did a little jump cut there because people walked by. Not that big of a deal, but other stuff. I've learned that laughing, like getting really silly, I don't know, finding something really funny and laughing a lot helps my voice come out. I also have this whole theory of voice I haven't laid on y'all, where I think my voice is supposed to lie kind of high for a male-bodied individual. But I spent years and years and years singing in chorus and singing bass, and I really, really forced my voice to do that, and it was effective. I forced it well, where people were impressed by the sound, but it was not right from a physiology, I don't think. And it's been a long road before transition, a long road trying to like undo that path. And but anyway, sometimes I can access it where I think my voice ought to have been, which is more helpful for sounding female, and laughing, like really getting into laughing. I think gets me closer. Last Friday, truck, game on, car, game on. Last Friday, I did a party. I DJ'd a party at Lucky Cheng's, which it's sort of it is a drag bar, but it was on First Avenue for a long time. Now it's got this huge new space in Times Square, near Times Square, in a theater, and it's really cool. But anyway, I dressed wacky, super wacky, in like all this different wacky pink crazy clothes, because it was I dressed wild for parties, but it was femme wild. And when the party was over and I left with some friends to walk to the subway, we decided to walk all the way down across from 52nd Street all the way down to 42nd Street through Times Square. And I was like, you know what? I've got people to protect me. I'm just gonna go out like this. And I don't pass remotely, but I walked from 52nd to 42nd, and then over to 6th Avenue, in girl clothes, and I got lots of weird looks and stares, and it was super cool. I was really, once again, like really happy about it, and look forward to doing it more. Let's see, what else? Other changes from HRT, I've got new fat deposits. I mean, they were already sort of growing, but like before, I always had kind of a lot of ass meat, but I had butt and then leg, and I think that's pretty common for guys. But now I'm getting like in between fat, like in between butt and back of thigh fat, and also on the side, like kind of a little roundy on the top of the thigh, which is super cool. Really happy about that. Also, I think I'm finally getting adjusted to the testosterone blocker, because it's sorry, I'm messing with my hair. Now it's all weird. Because I was on a graduated dose, and once I finally got to the full dose, I started having frequent urination, which is very common. And I was hoping it would subside earlier, but I think I'm finally getting used to it. I think it's not bothering me quite as much anymore. And in conclusion, I want to clarify what set me off in the acid trip. So when the girl, referenced me in a male way at our sound camp, and I walked away, and I started feeling like a fraud. Part of that was because I felt like, I was tripping, so I was paranoid, but the people, and I know consciously that they didn't even know about my situation, but the way I was feeling at the time was people addressing me in a male fashion, with male pronouns and male references. What I was feeling at the time is they saw right through me. Like I'd gone all this way and I came out, and yet people still saw right through me, and that was part of why I felt like a fraud. Like, I don't know, where I'm coming from. All right, I think that pretty much. Oh my God, there's the most important thing. I guess I'm gonna have another long video, because this is like the most important thing that I wanted to say today. Should have led with this. Hope you're still watching, because this is really important. As of last week, I've had to dip into my savings to continue paying for transition stuff. And savings is a generous word. And it scares me because I was, doing really well, surviving as an artist, doing what I wanted to do. And now that, I'm bailing out water now. And, the transition expenses are outstripping my income. So, basically I realize now that I am a charity case. And I don't want to feel bad about it. Like, I am a charity case. And I need charity. I'm not even talking about, donations for surgery or anything, but just to balance out and keep my head above water. So I'm full court press, like trying to drum up jobs, and I'm drafting a letter to send out to my community, to the New York Burning Man list, coming out and explaining where I'm at, and just asking people to look out for job opportunities for me. I want to work. I'll work for my money. I just I need to do more of that, I guess. But that's a weird thing to come to terms with, that like I am a genuine charity case at this point, until I iron out the bugs. So I'll keep you updated with that. I really wish things were a little different with that, but I'll figure it out. All right, peace. Thanks. I'll do another video soon on Rock Camp. All right. I hope you made it through this video. I don't like them so long. All right.